Switching teams in the middle of KvK. Here in C11 825, we're seeing all these kingdoms in here. We got H Weezy giving us some information of what's happening right now in this KvK. We also have some screenshots to show to you. Basically, the teams in here is 1, 3, 4, and 6. And now the team 3, number 3 here, or the win camp, is now trying to, what would be the right term? Defaction?
Leave the alliance, which they already have. They
Leave
really
alliance.
leave the kingdom. I guess the KvK coalition.
Yeah, so they're
Right?
trying to leave. What you have said to me before we streamed is because they're saying that they don't get enough fighting.
Correct.
All right. So you have some screenshots, right?
Yeah.
So let me just summarize this for us in here. This first
Okay.
one.
So basically, that's the win camp saying that they are gonna be leaving our
Lotbrook is win
agreement.
camp.
Yep, Lapok is win camp.
Okay.
Saying that they are gonna be leaving our agreement that we set, which was our partnership between
Mm-hmm.
Camp Fire, Camp Wind, Camp Water, and Camp
Mm-hmm.
Daylight. Because they didn't get any fights, which is no fault. They knew the situation before getting into KvK because we saw the map and they agreed this is something they were fine with.
Okay.
But I think because of us, particularly Daylight Camp, which is if you look at the map,
Number
we're
6.
Camp 6. We locked out Camp 7, which is the Midnight Camp, and
Mm-hmm.
Camp 3. So we took both zones and we locked them out. Except for Camp 7, because Camp 7 they're allied with Camp 8, so they share that zone too.
Yeah.
Above, yeah.
So who's the strongest camp right now? I mean, it's Fire, right? I mean, but what?
Based upon I think power, I think Fire is, but 3 is actually the strongest camp right now,
Uh,
which is the Wind camp because they had no fights, no deads, no nothing at all.
Whales,
I
in
think
terms of whales.
that I think 1750, the older camp, has a lot of pretty decent sized worlds. I think they have a 200 million power guy, 185 million power guy.
Okay.
So they do have some definitely fighters over there. But they are the strongest now because they didn't use a single speed up or
Mm-hmm.
any resources at all.
Got it.
For me myself, I think I lost 30 million power or so fighting just zone 5 and fighting
Okay.
against two kingdoms.
So going back to the screenshot, okay. So they want a balance and more fun for everyone, basically. It's not an easy decision, what they says, and he hoped that all agree. What if nobody agrees? So what if you guys
we
agree?
didn't we didn't agree at all. That's the thing. Like we didn't agree with the setup because like, hey, we agreed to come in and fight as a
Yeah.
team, and just because you guys didn't fight as much, now you guys want to go and renegade on that agreement,
Mm-hmm.
so that now you guys are making it a 5v3, and so that if you think about it, our camp could have fought differently. Where okay,
Mm-hmm.
instead of wasting our resources and trying to locking out two camps, we can just focus on one camp and lock them out, and then save our resources and speed ups for Kingsland or the next zone,
Now,
versus us doing our part and taking out two camps, relying on our win camp partner who was a part of the agreement to
yeah.
support us down the line, but which now they're not.
I
So
I assume that you guys did all these partnership with every single kingdoms with peace. Like you guys just decided like okay we're do 4 versus 4. There's no real rivalry ongoing.
no real rivalry, no, except in the win camp, they had drama with 2814 in the previous
Who
KvKs,
is
which I'm not.
2814?
The daylight camp,
Which is you
which is number
guys.
six, yeah.
Uh,
But I wasn't part of that drama, so I'm not too sure.
okay.
Just because
I know
I
2814.
can't speak on it.
All right. So anyway, the second screenshot in here you showed me.
That's
Um,
just a bigger screenshot
a bigger
listing of
screenshot of
everything.
this. One is on the
Yeah.
phone, one is on the PC.
Yep.
Mm. So
hmm
my take in here is that the win camp, man, because this is kind of tough. Like for me, if I was in the leadership position, like it's like foul. It's like kicking the nuts. Like we already made an agreement. It's 4 versus 4. Yeah, you're not gonna get a lot of the fightings right away, but you
Yep.
can get the fightings when you get into the middle in here. And like you told me, the number 8 Thunder Camp is fresh. So
Yeah, no
they
fights either.
can,
Exactly. Yeah.
they can head to head with 8, right?
Exactly, and that's the messed up part is because this is something that we agreed on. So
Yeah.
we strategize how the KvK based upon what we agreed on. But now for you to switch alliances, okay, like we're depleted. Daylight can't. We're depleted because we pretty much use all of our resources to fight
Mm-hmm.
to lock out 2 whole entire camps. Um, and that kind of screws everybody's plans. But
What I can see right now is that from the Win camp, which is uh, 2811 and 1750, I mean, both of them had to make that decision together. It seems like, or
however,
no?
well, the thing is that I was talking to somebody from. I think I had screenshots from. Um,
Oh.
let's see.
But where I'm getting is like they're not able to honor the agreement. Like
Yeah.
if players like this will set an agreement before uh you know getting into the fighting and before getting into the KvK, I mean, right? You guys seen the map. You make an agreement and then you just cancel that agreement. It's like you're not trustworthy to
Yeah.
with your word, with your bond. This
Yep.
um,
Because then if we knew that WinCamp wasn't gonna like be our ally, then obviously we could have picked different allies for like if
yeah,
to do the 4v4. We could have done
this is bad
Earth
for
Camp
them
or
because they're gonna
Earth
lose
Camp.
people.
Yeah, Earth Camp, or else we could have done Midnight Camp or whatever. We could have picked different allies from the start.
Yeah.
But this is what we agreed on, so why renegade on it just because this KvK isn't going your way anymore? That's pretty much betraying. Betraying early, betraying later is still betraying.
Yeah, I think to me it is betraying. What you told me is something with the star.
Um,
Um, is
because yeah, I think because the other camp and our camps don't really care for a star,
uh-huh.
but then I guess Wind Camp really does care for the star, so they feel like they know that Daylight Camp, which is Camp 6, is they fought a lot. We got a lot of deads, we got a lot of kill
Mm-hmm.
KP. I think that for the kill event, for the first kill event, I think enemy elimination, top the top 20 was all like pretty much Daylight Camp.
I see.
I think I was ranked fourth or something like that, and then my other allied, I mean my other
Team.
player from
Mhm.
team member was ranked fifth. So you know, yeah,
So what's gonna happen now? You said to me that 3 is gonna open up for 2. Um, for
yep. These open two, and then supposedly, so because WinCamp gave us a 24-hour notice, they are scheduling a to start war on Water Camp to try to take over that zone, uh,
ooh,
tomorrow or something
it's
like
gonna
that. So
mess things up because then I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm sure water helped you guys with green as well with
yep,
5. So it could.
yep,
I mean, 5 can probably take advantage of the situation as well.
exactly,
It's gonna
yep.
mess a lot of things up.
hmm
So what does 1 fire camp, your camp, and 4 feel all about this?
So fire camp, everybody's like, "Yo, that's kind of messed up." Like no one agrees to this agreement
Uh
that
huh.
that WinCamp is doing by themselves. They all, I have to, because then this all happened this morning when I was like kind of half drunk Memorial Day still, so I'm kind of reading all my messages like,
Uh
"Oh
huh.
shit," like I'm like, "This is happening. This is really happening." But yeah, but I think I do give credit to supposedly 2811 because I guess. I sent you another screenshot where I guess another member from 311, which one of the council members, they didn't really agree with it, but
Uh huh.
1750 was really pushing it, and because they're in the same camp, they had to go along with it, which I thought was kind of dumb. But
See, my thing in here, I'm gonna give my scenario in here, my ideal scenario to prevent these type of actions in the future is that if, for example, I mean, it is gonna happen. Let's say number 3, right? They defected for the group.
yeah,
Then the opponents, technically who they become allies with, they should not honor it. So like 8, 7, and 5, they should not honor their de factoing. I mean, even though it benefits them because that sets a bad precedence
yeah,
for the future of the gaming for Rise of Kingdoms, because then if people see that this is happening, people cannot hold their word, honor their word, then people can just keep doing it and can ruin more fun and
KvK,
entertainment in the long term.
exactly.
So in my opinion, I think if I was in this, if I was the like I would just if I was gonna set this up, if I was like the ruler of this like KvK, what I
Yeah,
would probably do is like, hey, I'm gonna tell 8, 7, 5, don't team up with them. Let them do what they want, or 2, including number 2. Let them do what they want. If 2 comes out, then 2 fights them, and then 4 fights them, and then they're all singled out. Then they can't get anything
Yeah.
because this just unfair. Like, you know, you
No,
guys
I
already
agree.
set an agreement. Kind of annoys me a little bit knowing that these stuff happen because I know if I was there, it would be really annoying.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because we all made plans, man. Like
Yeah.
my kingdom knew that we were gonna smash. We had to put all our efforts to lock down Tree Camp, and then all of our efforts to lock down Seven Camp to the best of our capabilities, depending on our allies down the road
Because see, what you
for
guys
the other
do is
zone.
honorable. You know, it's an honorable
Yeah.
action.
So
Ah,
it is what it is. So we'll
uh,
see. I mean, I would love to get some feedback from everybody else and see what they think, from especially from your channel, and
yeah.
I would love
So
to have input from, and I would love to hear the other side from maybe 1750 and what their thought process is, because whatever they told me did not make sense at all. Even I guess
yeah.
members from 2811, they're saying that they definitely didn't agree with it either, but
Uh huh.
because 1750 um, was the one really pushing it, and they're part of the same camp, they had to for some
Well,
reason go with them.
they can
So
have civil war inside the camp.
yeah, so I don't know.
2811. Are you guys getting wussed out by 1750? You guys listening to them? I'm just trying to start a war now.
Yeah.
Are you their
So
lapdogs? Just kidding.
exactly, bro. Yeah, man. So I mean, like 2011 told me, yeah, they spent 2 hours trying to convince 1750 not to go that route, but I guess that didn't work out, and now we have a 5 versus 3 for this KvK.
You guys think you guys can hold it?
Um, we're gonna try, definitely for sure. Try. I mean, because Wind Camp, like I told you, they're pretty
Strong.
fresh.
Uh huh.
They're fresh. They haven't fought a single fight. Same thing with 8. So 8
Uh huh.
haven't fought anybody. 3 hasn't fought anybody. So I mean,
Um,
6, 4, and 1. We're
oh
pretty
yeah, you
depleted
guys
because we
are
kind of
gonna have a hard time because you're now fighting 2 fresh camps.
yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure what the whole thought process of like why they think that would be fair. But they knew going to this KvK because we made these alliances and they knew where they were on the map. They knew the potential of this happening and they still went with it. But now they go back on what they want to agree on. So
What's interesting in this is that what I can see what's going to happen is that once they fight you guys, 3 and 8 will end up fighting more because
mhm,
then they'll probably not going to be able to decide who's going to get the star unless they've already agreed that 3 going to get the star,
yeah,
the team in
for
3
helping
going to
them
get
out.
this. Yeah, for
So I
helping
don't
them
know.
out. But if not, then I would say, I mean, 8 is going to come off fresh. 8 is going to do a lot. 8 is going to make push. So
Yeah,
where would the star really go? Who really deserves it? Is it 8 or 3?
yeah.
So that's going to
So
be another um,
update, a
update.
little drama.
Yeah, interesting stuff going on. But I disagree with the movement, what 3 is doing. Like I said, if it was me, if I was in the enemy camp, if I was in 8752, I'll probably say, hey, let's not honor this deal. It's a dishonorable action.
Yeah,
We don't want to promote this type of action that can be seen by many kingdoms in the future that can also ruin other players' gaming. And it can also ruin their reputation by, it's a game at the end of the day, but there is honor in how you
yeah,
play the game. But
yeah. I agree.
awesome. So, anything else you want to add into this?
Not much, man. I'll be sure I will update you once more drama comes out of this KvK. Let's see what happens next.
Awesome.
So,
All right,
hmm
guys, let us know what your opinion is in the comment section below. We definitely want to know, is defecting from your allies in the middle of KvK is acceptable or not? Let us know.